If you're thinking about moving to the Sandhills of North Carolina, there are going to be 3 towns everyone tells you about: Southern Pines, Pinehurst, and Aberdeen. Even though they're all within like 10 minutes of each other, they could not be more different. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which one suits your lifestyle. Let's start with Pinehurst, leading in luxury. You're going to find the most expensive price point here, with the average home price somewhere around $500,000. With Pinehurst being the highest price point in the county, it's more of like a vacation lifestyle. I feel like people who live here kind of feel like they're on vacation a little bit, especially here in this downtown area. It's less of a place that you're going to go to run errands. It's more of a place you're going to come and enjoy. Most of the neighborhoods in the village of Pinehurst are going to be HOA heavy, with rules and regulations. How is your yard kept? Or what color can your house be in some of these neighborhoods? What color your golf cart can be? Everything is very uniform here. They've got an image to uphold, and that's why Pinehurst is such a gorgeous place, because they have rules and regulations to make sure it stays that way. So another thing I want to talk about is the fact that it feels very almost like New England style downtown here, which kind of goes right in with the vacation feel. You kind of feel like you're, you know, on vacation in New England, walking the streets, going to a little coffee shop, or having lunch and dinner all in the same street. It's very much so that vibe. Pinehurst Resort does currently have 10 courses, and I believe they're working on number 11 now. So obviously you come here, you get to golf. That's one of the most important reasons people do come here. Another thing to note is that when you do come in for a visit, or even if you want a staycation, this is the place where you've got the bed and breakfast inn feel. And what first comes to mind when I say that is the Pinecrest Inn. Definitely take a look at that. There's a restaurant bar. They've got some rooms upstairs. It's almost like an older, I like to say inn, but you know, hotel style. A lot of golfers use that when they come in to stay, and people also use that for a staycation. Pinehurst also is very community inclusive. They've got car shows on Sundays. They do events for most holidays, 4th of July, Christmas, that sort of thing, parades, so much going on for families, as well as the retired community. So it is a place that is very inclusive. Pinehurst is essentially what people think about when they associate, you know, Southern goth. With that being said, the vibe here is very much country clubs, resort polish, golf carts, and things of that nature. If those are things that interest you, this might be home base. Here we are in Aberdeen. This is going to be the lower of the 3 price points between Southern Pines, Pinehurst, and Aberdeen. Their average sell price of a home here is about $400,000. This is a historic, cute, charming little town. This is like your working class vibe. You definitely get more bang for your buck here. So Aberdeen is up and coming right now. There are tons of new subdivisions being put out everywhere. There's one on Highway 5 called Martin Farms right by Aberdeen Elementary School. Very affordable. They've got townhomes, I think, in the low 300s that go all the way up to, I think, 4 and 5 bedroom single family homes as well. That's going to be a massive neighborhood. They're not completed with that. But you see a lot of those popping up over here. This is where I would send my first-time home buyers who want a little bit more square footage for their dollar, and people who are interested in raising their children within a city and very close to things, but also want that added space that something like Carthage or Cameron would give you. The only difference there would be the location here seems a little bit better as you're closer to the Target and the Walmart or the gas stations just down the street. Literally actually across the street over here, just over the highway. So yeah, if you are interested in getting a little bit more bang for your buck out of those 3 towns, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, and Aberdeen, Aberdeen's gonna be your best bet. Let's talk a little bit about their downtown here. We're here in their downtown area right now. They've got a brewery here called Rail House Brewery. There are some really cute boutiques. You've got Imperative Shop, women's clothes. I love to shop there for all things business casual. A really great spot. There are restaurants here. You've got Mason's, which does like a breakfast, and then you've got the Workshop Tavern. So definitely a great little area. There's a coffee shop down here high octane. You've got a little art studio, I believe, down the street for kids. Just a great place for either growing families, retirees, just a universal spot. And lastly, I'd like to note that everybody who lives in Moore County, well, most everybody, I'm sure some people do go on the outskirts of Moore County, but if you live in Moore County and you need to go to Walmart, Target, Olive Garden, you want to go to eat, if you want to do pretty much anything, especially where the bigger chains are located, that is going to be located in Aberdeen. I'm sorry. The banks, most banks are located in Aberdeen. That's going to be kind of like the central area where all the things go down. Okay, and naturally I saved the best for last. My grandparents lived in Southern Pines. We are here downtown now at the Southern Pines Park. This area tends to hold more around the $500,000 average price range. So kind of neck and neck with Pinehurst there. But Southern Pines gives you a little bit more freedom, but still that historic, charming, polished feel almost. It's almost to me like Southern Pines combines parts of Aberdeen and Pinehurst together. So you've got really family oriented, you're also catering to retirees. Golfers like to come here when they're in town to get away from the polishedness, if you will, of Pinehurst. This is just a great place to be for anyone. Let's talk about homes in Southern Pines. So I feel like there's a little bit more style choice here. Lots of bungalow style, brick ranch, older homes, 60s to 70s, 80s, somewhere in there. You've got lots of basements going on, and a lot of the little houses in downtown Southern Pines were built on larger lots. So like a cottage in the front, and then in the back there would be like a separate mother-in-law style suite or a garage. And some of those have now been turned into garages. So just a lot of diversity. Obviously there's a lot of new builds here as well. You've got townhouses, apartments here. You've just got so much variety when it comes to housing types in this area. Southern Pines is great for people who want that small town vibe, but also that has a downtown area that is usable. So dining, lots of shops. You've got a lot of local business storefronts here, real estate companies. So you can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner down here. You've got Southern Prime for fine dining. You've got C-cups for cupcakes. The local post office is right here. You've got lots of local business storefronts here. Just tons and tons of things. It could really be a one-stop shop for you because of how many options you get here, especially the shopping. Naturally, that's my favorite part. You've got Love Rose Boutique, you've got Monkeys, you've got Dinkers. Dinkers is one of my favorites for all ages. You've got shopping for kids to 80 years old. So tons and tons of opportunity here in downtown Southern Pines if you don't want to leave this area. Another thing I wanted to note about Southern Pines, because I brought it up when I was speaking about Pinehurst, was how HOA heavy Pinehurst was. Southern Pines, obviously there are areas that do have HOAs, but it is very few and far between. You've got places like Mid-South, which is considered Southern Pines. They obviously have an HOA over there, but Southern Pines mostly, kind of steers away from that. Let me give you a great example. If you live over in Pinehurst, you cannot park a RV in your yard. I love this example, it's my favorite example. But in Southern Pines, if you just come right over the line, you can park your RV in your yard. So still a beautiful area, but not quite as polished and uniform as Pinehurst. It's a little bit more relaxed. You can do a little bit more with the property that you own, in my opinion. And let's go ahead and mention the Weymouth Center. That's right up here, about 40 seconds from downtown Southern Pines. Walkable trails, you can see the horses, you can take your dogs. There's a little event center that's got some really cool things. You can rent it out for events. But really great for people who enjoy being outdoors. And I think that's the cool thing about Southern Pines, is that it caters to all types of people and all types of lifestyles. And if you happen to live right in downtown, like just a couple streets up or a couple streets down, or even over on either side of downtown, you're obviously going to be probably walking. The walkability here is great. You can walk from one end to the other in probably less than 10 minutes, but there's just so much to see, so much to do, and you never have to leave if you don't want to. And just as a little recap for you, Southern Pines, walkable, small town feel, but still a little upscale. You've got Pinehurst, very polished, resort, vacation lifestyle almost. And then you've got Aberdeen, that's gonna be your more affordable, bang for your buck, and a little bit more room to spread out. None of these towns are better than the other. It's just about what you'd like your daily life to look like. I'm Mariah Oxendine with Keller Williams Pinehurst, your local Moore County real estate agent. If you're interested in any of these areas and would just like a deeper dive, feel free to reach out to me.